What's up, YouTube? I'm doing a quick reaction on millionaires versus minimum wage workers. I just thought that this would be interesting, having those 2 points of view. Let's get into it.
Hey, what's up, guys? We actually recorded a pre-roll that went wrong, so we're re-recording it here right now. We did a past version of this episode.
Yeah, I don't care about anything you have to say. Let's get directly to our millionaires.
Hi, my name is Tim. I'm a community organizer here in LA. I work on environmental justice, social justice, housing justice, and incarceral state issues.
My name is Chris
Mr.
Gallagher. I'm
Justice.
the owner of the seven-figure brand Wealthy College Kid, and I'm 24 years old.
My name is Graham. I'm a real estate agent, real estate investor, and YouTuber.
My name is Beatrice. I am 21 and I am a Target worker.
My name is Brett Knudsen. I am an entrepreneur and an investor.
This is no offense to any of my followers if your name is Brett, but I've always had an issue with people named Brett. I don't know why. It's just always, it's a Brett, there's Chad, and then, I don't know why, but I'm always having an issue with people.
My name is Tiara Lucky, and I am a minimum wage worker.
Never
I
named
just
Brett.
hustle, do Instacart, and I'm also an actress.
The first prompt is, I worked for everything I earned.
Of course, you're gonna have some millionaires go out.
So I grew up with two parents that were basically paycheck to paycheck, and none of them had any extra money. It was by seeing my parents struggle like that that I really realized the value of money. So I basically poured everything I had into my work. There were years, I would say 4 years, that I didn't have any friends. From 18 to 22, it was just me. And I was working for...
Stop trying to blame starting your business for not having friends. You can always go and say hi to somebody. You can always create a friendship. Stop!
Probably 8 a.m. until midnight, working as a real estate agent.
I completely agree. I think that what a lot of people discount is all the sacrifices that are made. I didn't go to parties. I don't really honestly have like a ton of friends. And it's not like a sacrifice where I was like, I'm gonna have no friends, but you can only balance so many plates or you drop everything. And the plate that I chose to give up was a social life.
There's a lot of labor and communal effort that goes into getting all of us here that we don't get paid for, that other people don't get paid for. The examples that you two gave are perfect, actually. You both earn your money by extracting value from capital transactions. You are not building the house you're selling. You're not out there working like in a slave mine, pulling selenium out of the
This guy sounds like a millionaire. He should be rich with all the information.
earth like some people on this planet are, and we have to re-understand what it means to earn money and how we all interact to do that.
How would you address, based off extracting value, if you start a company from the ground and then you build it into a multi-million-dollar company?
But no one does that because there's investors and stuff that come in too.
Not always.
Most of the time. I mean, you have to get capital from somewhere.
I have
Yeah.
raised money before.
Yeah.
But I've also started companies that I didn't raise money for.
How would you finance them?
By working a part-time retail job for minimum wage and then saving up and then putting it in.
Pretentious. Anybody I've met named Brett is pretentious.
I have felt judged for my income level.
I think it's part of general society. We are always judging each other. Having used SNAP points before, like standing in a grocery store using the card that I've gotten for the government to pay for food and feeling the people behind me thinking that's something that you haven't earned or gotten.
Has somebody ever asked you to use your Snap on them?
I mean, I have. Generally, there's not that much to go around.
It's the same mentality when it's $1 versus Snap. Somebody could still ask me to share. Well,
She's
you
a
get it.
millionaire.
Why
Wow.
can't you help me out?
I didn't step forward because me personally, I surround myself with people that just like what's in my bank account just doesn't matter to the people that are around me. I do think a lot of judgment towards how much you make.
I'm gonna pause it right there for a second. I also agree. It doesn't matter how much money you make. I've known some people who are just regular, degular people and then eventually, they did something or they explored their talent and they blew up, and now they're millionaires. So when they were a regular person, I saw they never got the love that they get now. So it's just the money attracts more people and more love. But I truly believe that, just because Jeff Bezos is the richest person on earth, he's just a normal guy. He's probably boring. Yeah.
Reflects on like your dating experience. That I do feel.
See, I've never had that because I'm
No?
so frugal. If there are girls that are out there who want me for my money, like, they should know I'm probably like the cheapest person out there. I literally will wait like 9 p.m. for happy hour to start just so I get the happy hour menu. And so like, so I would be like
It's
the
a little
last
overboard.
person any sort of like gold digger would want.
Yeah.
I find myself in situations with these boys that have no job, no nothing, and I end up taking on these charity cases of relationships. Oh, why don't you put him on or build him up? And it's like, you can't build.
Yeah, it's not Build-A-Bear.
I mean, you can. I've met guys I've dated that, go on to have successful businesses from my input. And, you want to date somebody equal or great.
A young, rich black woman is in big trouble. Like, she's 24, she's a millionaire. It's gonna be super hard for her to find anybody that she feels comfortable with. And she could get any dude, but that's gonna be difficult.
But then you don't want to be materialistic about like, well, I only date people with money because I make money.
Exactly.
Anyone can become rich if you work hard enough.
Anyone can become rich if you work hard enough.
So I
That's
just
not
think
true.
that anyone could.
That's definitely not true, because all my ancestors worked day in, day out, slaving away on those fields picking cotton. And they didn't make a dime, so that is definitely not true. And yes, I agree with reparations.
Become rich if they actually like believed in themselves and took the risk to actually believe in themselves, that there is some success at the end of the line of that.
I feel like a lot of it comes down to mindset first and really having the belief that you can do that. I know for me, one of my biggest concerns was I didn't have any skills whatsoever and I didn't get into college. I have like a 2.0 GPA in high school. Like, it was terrible. I had such bad grades. But I really turned that into a positive, and I really believe this actually happened for a reason.
I also think your GPA doesn't matter. I've had times, I got my master's degree, graduated with a 3.9. But then in my undergrad, I graduated with like a 2.8, something like he did. And I'm telling you right now, it doesn't mean anything. If you're having a bad GPA, work to improve it, but it doesn't equate your value.
Because now I could pursue something else, which was real estate, because that didn't require a college degree. And looking back now, that was the best thing that had ever happened.
That's like a really sticky situation with anyone can become like rich, and because I don't think that's completely true. A lot of people can if they have like connections and stuff, but I feel like sometimes people like they work 2 jobs, or sometimes they have other things going on. They have to pay their needs first. They don't always have like money for that, because like my dad, he's like a landscape worker. He has tried making his own company and it doesn't always like work out. He has tried hard. Doesn't work. That's why I think it's like you have to have connects, That's why.
Do you mind if I interject?
Yeah.
In terms of building connections, I didn't have any connections either when it comes to working in real estate. And what
This guy, he just wants you to think that everything's been again. I didn't have any connections either, because when I didn't have any friends, and both of my parents had to work hard. Just stop it. You're a YouTuber. People like your videos. If YouTube didn't exist, you'd be at Target with her. Stop.
I did to make the connections is I went to open houses every single Sunday for months. And I probably met at least 50 or 60 real estate agents. And it was through that I met one agent who was really gracious enough to say, if you want to come work underneath me, I'm happy to do that. And it was really that connection, which like you mentioned, connection, that I met that person through just really kind of putting my...
So then you got lucky. You luckily happened to meet the right connect that gave you opportunity. It sounds like he's in real estate. You luckily got that. So don't speak over people. Like, let me get back to that.
Myself out there to meet people.
There's a lot of institutional and systemic barriers that we aren't really talking about. If you walk into like a Beverly Hills $5 million house not speaking English, they're probably not going to give you the like hookup. We don't tend to move within circles where those connections cross economic and socioeconomic lines. But even beyond that, I want to say like you took a big risk and your risk paid off. But what if your risk hadn't paid off? And that's for a lot of people who do try and start their own business or try and start their own YouTube channel. That risk doesn't pay off and there's no real safety net there. So we're not really getting an adequate side of people who have like taken that entrepreneurial risk and not been able to take it again.
I'm almost worried it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, though. If you go in it fearing, oh, what am I going to fail, and that becomes your main focus, I think more people are less likely to take risks actually needed to succeed because they're more focused on not failing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think your beliefs create the level of action you take, and the level of action you take determines your results, and it is cyclical.
I am not obligated to give to the less fortunate.
I am not obligated to give to the less fortunate.
So the reason I stood up on this one is one of the missions in my organizing is getting away from this kind of notion that we have that charity or philanthropy is the way in which we solve social problems. At the same time, like, I still give people money when I have extra change in my pocket, so I don't want to seem like I'm totally opposed to it.
I agree with that. I've given people money and not gotten it back. I've given people money and they've wasted it on.
I think we should give money to people who are less fortunate. Yeah, I think you should help, family members if they're in need. I wouldn't agree with giving away money frivolously, especially to people where they're going down a dark path. They got weed all in the house, they got crack, cocaine, heroin, and they're still asking you for money. Then in those situations, don't give them the money.
Drugs. Why did I even give you the money to begin with if you weren't going to use it to better yourself? Is it my job to make sure that you're not going hungry? No, we have plenty of organizations that will make sure that you're eating, make sure that you have a roof over your head. Yeah. It doesn't have to fall on my shoulders, per se.
I feel like when you say, are you obligated to give to the unfortunate, it's always the mindset of like money. Well, guess what? I have no money currently to give. But I have like my...
Oh, I ain't got no money to give. Oh, I don't got no money to...
morality. I have my goodness about me. I'm just trying to build a community, especially when you have a group of people that is creative and supportive, you build faster than just by yourself.
I don't always donate with money. Sometimes I'll go and I'll fill bags of food for kids that are starving. You know what I mean? So it doesn't always have to be money.
It, Brett.
I don't think it's our responsibility to
kids.
Give money,
he had to throw in
based
kids
off
in
of
there.
what we think the person's going to do with it. Like, that's on them if they choose to use it wrongly. It's our responsibility just to be generous.
Brett.
I am not afraid to spoil myself.
And he's the first. You jerk.
I personally do spoil myself. I work hard to be able to go into a store and get something for myself. I bought a $4,000 hairless cat that I had genetically made. And when I was in high school, when I started making money, I went and got that cat. When you're in middle school and
It's amazing when you actually start to make money. Your ideas and your mindset of waste seem to kind of like evaporate. She just said she spent $4,000 on a hairless cat. I saw a hairless cat right around here the other day, just walking around. I could have given.
He's hitting puberty and getting taller and boobs, and I didn't get any boobs. What did I do when I started making money? I went and bought boobs. Like, that's what I wanted, and there's the controversy of like, you're gonna die from your implants. Like, I'll die a D cup and have no problem with it.
These are the women we have to. I don't want to talk negatively about all women and mate. But she just said she would die in order to get her D cup. Now, she's joking, but I think she would really, if there was a risk, if the doctor said there's a 20% chance that you would die doing this procedure, she'd look left, she'd look right, and say, I'm going to take that risk.
So I rarely ever treat myself. I basically keep my spending at the same as when I was like 19 or 21. No matter how much money I make, I spend the exact same amount. For instance, it sounds crazy, but when I was like 17, I wanted a Lamborghini. And there was nothing I wanted more. I want to be that guy, 18 years old and pull up with a Lambo. Like, that was my dream. But when I actually got the money to go and buy the car, all of a sudden I realized, like, wait a second, that's stupid. I'm not going to get the car. I'm going to invest it in real estate instead. But then I'm going to wait, and then I'm going to get the Lamborghini. And then you save up even more, and then you realize, wait, the Lambo is still stupid. Let me go and, invest it. And even now, like, the chase and ambition of getting something is way more fun and enjoyable than actually getting that thing.
I don't.
All right, he had a good point there. I agree. I think that when you do get a little bit of money and you know the work that it took to make the money, you do kind of shy away. Man, I always wanted a Rolex. I'll stay away from that for now. I always wanted a car or whatever. That's a good point.
I don't really spoil myself because I always buy my needs first. I usually wait till like my next check to see if I have extra money, and if I do, then I spoil myself. But if I don't, then I don't.
That's
I
a
think
struggle.
it's interesting also that almost all of us have associated spoiling ourselves with spending money, and at
Yes,
the same
sure.
time said spending that money is very unfulfilling. It's weird because even myself, like, I really just like having an F-off day and I just hang out and don't do anything and have any responsibilities, but I don't think about it as spoiling myself, even though that's my favorite time to spend.
I wish I had more money.
It's true. You always need more money.
For me, I think it's always a comfort thing knowing that I have a little bit more saved up or invested.
It's always
and
a
I think
comfort
it could just be
thing. It makes me feel good right here deep inside when I've realized that I need more money, and it's comfort.
psychological
Bro.
thing that no matter how much money I have, it's always psychologically never going to be enough because that becomes your new normal. So I think you're always chasing that.
So I want more money so that I can pay off like my debt and travel and
Yeah.
like help some family members and that's
Become
That's
debt
what-
free.
that's why I want money. I mean, I don't want to be like, oh, give me money, but like, I just want it for my needs, or just for like a car because I need a car, or just stuff my family needs, stuff my friends need.
I think for me, if I'm honest with myself, it's getting further away from how broke I was because I'm scared of that ever happening again. There's no end because of that.
So, of course, everyone could always use more money. Like, I've met billionaires who could definitely say that they would want more money, but more, I want to see a society in which the money that we have doesn't determine all of our possibilities. Because it seems like when we talk about solving problems, it comes back to money. My utopian vision is like a society where money really doesn't matter because we don't really need it to figure out value. But it makes a good translation for the time being.
I should have said that. I was fine.
Oh yeah, no, I'll tell you all about credit card sharing.
Hold on, I'll tell you all about credit card. That was an interesting video. I mean, I think I have more sympathy for the people who were minimum wage workers. And most people, we kind of understand what that is. If you're, a young, normal kid, your parents are, maybe a middle class family. You probably were asked or forced to get a job when you were a kid or when you were, like a summer job or outside of college nowadays. People are getting minimum wage jobs just to survive. The job market is kind of ridiculous right now. But I have more sympathy for the minimum wage workers. The Millionaires had some really good points too. Brett was ridiculous. But anyhow, that was just a quick reaction. I hope you all enjoyed that. Please follow, like, subscribe. I'm going to try and be more consistent with reaction videos. I'm going to catch y'all next time. Woo, 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 woo.